Look, Cincinnati is not the most tropical or glamorous place to live in the United States. However, you will be surprised to know that there are several studies and sources that are telling us that Cincinnati is ranked pretty high as a retirement destination for seniors. In this video, we're going to discuss 7 reasons for why that is. Let's get into it. What's up, it's Victor Pham, your Cincinnati realtor, back again talking about all things Cincinnati and all things related to real estate in Cincinnati. If that sounds like something that you could benefit from and you have not subscribed yet, please consider doing so. That way I can keep you up to date with what's happening in Cincy. All right, let's get one thing out of the way, and I kind of hinted on this in the beginning of the video. People aren't generally moving to Cincinnati for the beautiful winter times. The snow, the ice, the cold temperatures, we get all that here in Cincinnati during the winter. It's a reality and something you have to deal with living in Cincinnati. So that's definitely not one of the top things on the list for why people's actually move to Cincinnati. But since that's out of the way, number one is obviously going to be the cost of living. We are in the Midwest, which is considered one of the cheapest regions to live in the nation. SeniorLifestyle.com has the cost of living as number 7 on their list, but I actually have it at number 1. Think about it. When you're going into retirement, generally people are wanting to spend less money because you're more so trying to sustain your life for the rest of your life, right? So living somewhere that has a low cost of living can allow you to stretch your retirement savings or whatever retirement income you may have much further than you might be able to in a more expensive city or state. So cost of living is probably the most practical reason to retire in Cincinnati. Maybe not for everyone, but for many, that will be a top reason. Number 2 is the healthcare system. Staying healthy is a big part of retirement if you want to actually enjoy your retirement. And Cincinnati has been recognized for many years as having some of the best healthcare programs in the nation, most notably Children's Hospital, which is one of the nation's premier pediatric facilities. We also got the University of Cincinnati Medical Center, that's another one, also Christ Hospital, St. Elizabeth, and others. So having convenient access to good healthcare can be a really important factor for folks going into retirement. And like I said, Cincinnati is recognized as having some of the best hospitals in the nation, and they're also really big on senior care. By the way, guys, if you're thinking about making a move to Cincinnati and possibly buying a home here, feel free to reach out to me. I would love to have a chat with you about your goals. I've helped a ton of people buy and sell real estate here in Cincy and in the Cincy suburbs. I'm sure I can help you too. Call me, text me, shoot me an email, or schedule a time to chat with me in the calendar in the description below. Whatever works best for you, I got your back. You can always call Vic. Okay, the number 3 reason is because Cincinnati is a pretty family-friendly place. There are a lot of great neighborhoods in Cincinnati that provide you that real family vibe that you may be looking for. Family-oriented neighborhoods tend to be more peaceful as well, which is oftentimes what retirees are looking for. And as a plus, Cincinnati has some of the best family-friendly events and places to visit, like the Cincinnati Zoo, lots of bike and walking and hiking trails, a lot of outdoor stuff to get into, and tons of parks to visit, which actually leads me into number 4, the parks. Cincinnati has over 300 parks in the metro area. In fact, 14% of the landmass of the Cincinnati area is dedicated to parks, and 75% of Cincinnati residents live within walking distance of some type of park. So there's a lot of green space and a lot of park space dedicated to the Cincy and Cincy metro areas, which is great because a lot of times parks offer a lot of peace and a lot of solace to folks. They also offer a very aesthetic value to the area, which can contribute to your peace and overall happiness as well, of course, if that's important to you. And Cincinnati not only has your typical parks, but some of the best nature parks in Ohio, especially Winton Woods Park and Miami Whitewater Forest. Okay, number 5 is for diversity and culture. Cincinnati has some of the deepest and richest history in the nation. Many of the city's historical buildings and architecture is still intact to this day. The museums and historical venues present the history of Cincinnati in a really fun and engaging way, and you will see a lot of different kinds of people. Cincinnati has a really strong economy, which attracts people from many different walks of life. Number 6, things to do. Aside from the museums and historical places to visit and the zoo like I mentioned earlier, Cincinnati actually provides a lot of different activities to get into. We've got everything from pro sports to college sports, continuous concerts and theater events that you can try out, a barrage of restaurants to choose from, festivals all year long, and something to choose from for just about every season of the year. I feel like in the last 10 years, Cincinnati has really stepped its game up into becoming a really fun place for people to visit. In fact, you'd be surprised at how many people take day trips and vacations to Cincinnati just to have fun. So for a lot of folks, fun is a big part of retirement, so they may desire somewhere with a lot of things to get into. And number 7 on the list is the food. Now, of course, this topic is debatable. I've heard from a lot of out-of-towners that the food and culture in Cincinnati sucks compared to where they come from. Then on the other hand, I have heard from people who have relocated to Cincinnati that the food in Cincinnati is great and they love the variety. And that's one thing you can't deny is the options here in Cincinnati. Whether or not you like the food scene here, it is flooded with options for any type of food you might like, almost any cultured food you might like. So the options are plentiful here in Cincinnati. If you're retiring here, you may not want to cook as much as you did in your working days. So the food scene is important to a lot of retirees as well. In my opinion, if you can't find at least 2 or 3 food spots here in Cincinnati that you really like, then you're probably not looking hard enough. But I do hope that helps you understand how Cincinnati could be a good retirement city for a lot of people. Feel free to reach out to me if you're relocated in Cincinnati and thinking about buying a home here. Whether it's 1 month from now or 1 year from now, I still love to have a conversation with you and hear about your goals. If you want to watch some more cool videos on what it's actually like living in Cincinnati, Ohio, check out these videos right here. I will see you next time, and remember, when it comes to houses in Cincinnati, you can always call Vic.